Hi everyone, my name is Ceci and this is Leo of Luxury. So, among all of my goals in life, one of the things I would absolutely love to do is open up a vegan restaurant in the town that I live in, which is a small Midwestern meat and potatoes town. We'll see how that goes. But I'm hopeful and I have confidence that my food is so good that hopefully everybody will love it, even though it's healthy and vegan and not meat and potatoes. So, without further ado, this is the meal I'm going to make. It's chicken Alfredo, by the way. Vegan chicken Alfredo. So I'm starting off with boiling a lot of water. I don't know how much water it is. I don't know, probably like 10 cups. Who knows? But salted the water, boiling the water. Also, a fair warning, a lot of this is by feel, by taste, not so much by exact measurements. So I will try my best, but I make no promises. I'm also going to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Alrighty, so while everything is heating up, I'm going to make the Alfredo sauce. So I'm going to pour in some cashew pieces. These are raw and yummy and delicious. I'm putting in about a cup of that, ish, give or take. I don't know. I think that's about a cup. I've added the water. It's about like, I don't know. It's like 2 times as much water as cashews. If you're making like cashew milk, you want to use like 4 times as much water. It's kind of like in between. It's like ish, give or take. Basically, you want it to be a watery consistency because it's going to thicken up when you heat it up. We're just going to blend it. Alright, so I have blended this up. It's a nice kind of milk consistency. Alright, so the water has come to a boil. It was more of a rolling boil a second ago, but I turned the heat down because it was a little aggressive for me. So, putting the pasta in, it's one of the packages of the Rouse homemade, I could probably say that really, really awful, but the homemade fettuccine, which it's literally just flour and water in the ingredients. Not sure if you can see that. Flour and water. So it's very, very like clean eating right there. And then now that it's in there, just kind of put the rest of those pasta noodles in there. The heat will make them bend up and you can just kind of press them down. So you're going to want to keep stirring them here and there to make sure that nothing gets stuck to the bottom. I do have it on pretty high heat, just keep that boil going. I know you don't necessarily have to, but with my oven you can do. So, it is what it is. So, now to season the Alfredo sauce. So, I'm going to start off with garlic. And about that much, so I guess like a teaspoonish, give or take, of the garlic. We're going to start off with that. Normally, I add more throughout just to make it taste better, depending on how it's tasting. Good generous amount, probably a tablespoon, give or take, of onion powder. And then we are going to also add some salt to that too. Alright, so adding the salt, probably about a teaspoon or half of a teaspoon, give or take, of the salt, and then we're going to blend that all together. So I've added my teaspoon-ish, give or take, of salt, and then I'm also going to add nutritional yeast. That's probably about 2-ish tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and then now we're going to blend it up. Okay, so I just did a little taste, not quite seasoned enough, so I added about the same amount of everything else again, and I'm going to blend that up again. Alright guys, 3rd time's the charm. I've added the seasonings a 3rd time, so I ended up having to add a little bit more garlic, and that's perfect for the base sauce. Probably another, I don't know, like half a tablespoon, something like that. Oh, and then in here I added parsley, Italian seasoning, oregano, and black pepper. Probably about a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of each. I'm just going to blitz this to get it incorporated with the rest of it. Just like that. So I've strained the pasta. The sauce is ready to go, so I'm going to pour the sauce into the pasta on the stove. Just going to pour all of that in here, and we might end up adding a little bit of extra water to it too. Okay guys, so I've added about a cup-ish, give or take, of water into the blender, and it's just, I didn't add anything to it, it's just what was left over from that. So I'm going to pour the water in here and I'm going to mix it all together. We want that pasta to be covered. All right, so now that that's all added, I have the heat on just a little bit higher. I was letting it kind of be low there for a second. And I'm going to add in the chicken now, which is the Gardein meatless chicken strips. There's 13 grams protein per serving. And I'm just going to add the frozen chicken strips directly to the pasta. And then we're going to mix it in, get them broken up, and get them stirred on in. And to finish off, I'm adding, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of butter to the mix. Maybe a little bit more. So I've added probably about 4 to 5 tablespoons of butter, and then again, just kind of mix this all together. I've turned the heat up a little bit, so it should start thickening up here any second. All right, still cooking, but I'm gonna add some of the Follow Your Heart vegan Parmesan cheese to this. Just adding a little bit to the top there, and then I'm also going to stir this in, and then going to make a topping with it as well. So this is the topping for it that's going to go on top of it before it goes in the oven. It's Parmesan, nutritional yeast, vegan bread toppings, and then about a cup-ish, give or take, of finely ground up, well, not like super, just like roughly chopped, you know, like this big of walnuts. So I'm just going to stir this all together. And then once the pasta thickens up just a little bit, we're going to shove it in the oven. So the sauce is almost the right consistency. If you can't tell, it's gotten super duper creamy, and it's smelling delicious, and I'm so excited for this. Like, look at that creaminess. It needs to cook just a little bit longer. But look at how creamy it looks. Ugh, looks so good. Alright, so I have topped it, and I'm about to put it in the oven to broil and make it crispy on top. I'm going to pick some fresh sprigs of parsley. I'm going to stick it on top. Alright, so I've topped off my vegan chicken Alfredo with the parsley, and we're good to go. Alright guys, so I am back. I dropped off the food, and the lady who I made it for, she sent me a video of the people eating it, and they were like,
oh good.
If anybody has any comments for the chef, this is for her.
Oh, thank you. It's so good. 10 out of 10.
I got a 10 out of 10 rating on it, so I'm very proud of it. And it smelled delicious. I'm sure it tasted delicious. I made my own tester batch yesterday, and it was delicious. So overall, really successful, and I'm very, very happy about it. So thanks for watching. I hope you try this recipe. I hope you like it if you try it. If you do try it, let me know and tell me what you think about it.